She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace.
Hello, litigators and opinionators. Court is now in session. Y'all, I'm up late catching up on stories because I'm pretty much behind. But guys, there has been some slight updates in the Shanquella Robinson case. The case is getting cold, as you can see. The FBI, in my opinion, is just truly sleeping on this case, y'all. They are not doing much. I'm really frustrated with them. I'm frustrated with the whole case. But the Shanquella's friend has come out and spoke about her friend. She's getting frustrated with the delay in this case. She was interviewed by WBTV that we're going to watch that interview. But I also want to talk about what's going on with her family because a lot of people are sleeping on the case, guys. And so her family is trying to ignite the fire again, ignite the vocal protest, the vocal support of her sister. And so what they've been doing online before we get into Shanquella's friend's interview is they have been, posting. They posted this today. They said, tomorrow, do me a favor when you log in any of your social media accounts, hashtag justice for Shanquella Robinson. And the reason why they're doing this is because the case is literally going cold. Like no one's talking about the case. You don't really hear people talking about it on YouTube anymore. It's just falling by the wayside. And the question is, what really is FBI doing? It feels like they're not doing anything. And it's just sad that the family has to literally go on their social media and ask for social support for people to hashtag justice for Shanquella. I really think, guys, we've been dropping the ball. We need to all kind of chime in and show our support for this family. If you can, when you log in, if you have any social medias, please put justice for Shanquella at the request of the family. Another thing that I find to be quite disturbing, y'all, is look at the comments. We're going to look at Shanquella's mother because her mother has some posts as well. But look at what these people are doing. Where's the attorney for her estate? When to put some pressure on him? Want justice now. Now, why do you think they're asking that? They're asking that because we got some YouTubers online instigating and talking about the fact that they don't know about whose attorney it is and how come they haven't used this GoFundMe money to hire an attorney. So you got these people who don't have a mind of their own, who listen to any little thing online and they go and run with it. Because she did this 13 hours ago. And the timing, I find her asking this to be quite suspicious. I'm just saying, because some of these YouTube people out here are saying the same thing, which makes me think this girl is from somebody's YouTube channel, doesn't have a mind of her own, can't seem to think for herself, and over here harassing this family. It's sick. Shame on you if you are harassing this family. Shame on you. It is not right at all to blame this family for anything that is going on. So it says, it's disturbing how long they're taking to put her killers behind bars. We need and want justice for Shanquella immediately. Shanquella didn't deserve what happened to her. She didn't. And I'm pretty much irritated right now with the FBI. What are they doing? I don't find... I'm trying not to doubt them because I'm pretty sure when they come out, they're going to have a legitimate reason why they're taking too long. But I just feel like they're not putting enough effort in this. I feel like they're not valuing this girl. They're not valuing her life, y'all. And why? It seems like this happens a lot with these tragedies with minorities. But look here, she posted it here. Let's pause this. This is Shanquella's mother. Shanquella's mother also posted it as a story in her Instagram saying, tomorrow, do me a favor when you log in on your social media accounts, hashtag justice for Shanquella Robinson. So the family here, even though they're not out here vocalizing it, they're showing a silent outrage, just like what is the FBI doing? They're not hearing any information. It's like serious. Justice for Shanquella the boss. So see here, she that is kind of what Shanquella is known for. She's known as Quella the boss. That's her nickname. So her mom here is posting this online, trying to ignite the interest in the case. And it's sad because it's been taking so long with the FBI. No one's really talking about this. We need to go to and confront the FBI because they're going to take their time if they don't have any pressure. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Here's some beautiful pictures that Shanquella's mother posted of her. Some memories of her here 2 days ago. There's little Shanquella when she was a baby. She looked just like her when she was a baby. So cute. There's little Shanquella right there. Here's some pictures of her here and here of her graduation. And this is with her nephew, who is a police officer in that area. So now let's get into the interview that was shared with her friend, because her friend has come out and done an interview with WBTV. It's just getting frustrating that no one's doing anything about this case. And it's like, really make it make sense, guys. The FBI is dropping the ball. I don't even think they're prioritizing this case. This case is probably collecting dust in the back of one of their offices while they're focusing on other cases. Why? Because Black lives have been trampled upon historically in the US. It's just as plain as it is. I don't feel, what is this taking them so long, y'all? For real. Now, I know maybe the evidence that was submitted by the Mexican government may not have been sufficient, so they're working up the case. But we are now in February, about to step into March, within a couple of weeks. And this is unacceptable. What is going on? We have a whole treaty, for God's sake. Normally, when we have a treaty, that means we generally agree with a lot of the principles that the country that we're entering the treaty with has. So what is the issue? I'm so enraged right now, guys. I'm trying to contain myself. But let's hear from this lovely friend of hers in the WTV. They did a great job on this story.
Started to say her name. Shanquella Robinson, since her October 29th death in Cabo, Mexico. Here at WBTV, we've shared her story. From a conversation with her parents,
It said that her neck had been broke.
to the rallies in Charlotte pushing for answers, and being the only station asking someone who was on the Mexico trip the question the world has been wondering: what happened to Shanquella Robinson? And tonight, another side of this story from someone she called a classmate, a teammate, and above all else, a friend.
Have a 2.0 or higher GPA.
A cheerful smile.
Teachers, if you have any
An infectious laugh.
you said academy.
She lived. She lived.
That, Kayla Mitchell says, was Shanquella Robinson.
She was just full of energy, just full of love.
Okay, I don't know why it stopped. It froze up a little bit. But at least the first thing we learned is that she was full of energy. She was full of love. She just had that spark about her. Can y'all hear me? I wonder what's going on with my connection. Something is going on with my connection. As it gets later in the night, it just tends to act up. But and that's what we saw on those videos. We saw that she had a lot of just a voluptuous, happy, energetic vibe about her. But hold on, let's see if we can get this thing to play. Sorry, that's a weird ad that's going on. I'm gonna see if I can get it to play again. It just froze, which is weird. But it's just great to hear from her friend. Here, let's see if we can get it to go. Just
Talk about you and Shanquella's relationship. When did y'all first meet?
So we first met our freshman year at West Charlotte. We started in the IB program. And we instantly connected through our love in fashion. We love to dress up. We put our finest on every day.
Class of 2015. Teammates on the Lions cheerleading squad.
A memory that just sticks out. I don't know why, but it was her birthday. And I got her something as simple as a hot chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts. And you would think I would have brought her the most extravagant gift ever. She was just so happy. She recorded on her Snapchat. Like, it was a real moment for her.
Recalling those moments brings a smile, which is why Mitchell says hearing of Robinson's death shocked her.
I just couldn't believe someone would be capable of doing something like this, and not only to her, like, it was just crazy because I was actually, watching her story, like seeing that she's enjoying her time. So it's just like, how did it just go left? She was so young. She had so much more life to live. Like, we were planning to work together.
Robinson arrived in Cabo, Mexico on October the 28th. A day later, she was found dead. She was
I think it went left, y'all, because like I said, she was amongst people who didn't really like or care for her. You see this young lady who talks about her, who had background with her. She cheerleaded with her. She's they're the same graduating class of 2015. That is her true friend. She knows Shanquella. She knows Shanquella to have that beautiful, rambunctious, happy, infectious laugh and smile and just be very just energetic and seem to be grateful for the kindness given to her. Like she said, all she did was give Shanquella some coffee, and Shanquella just was so excited and thankful. That's the type of person Shanquella is. But when she went on this trip, she went on the trip with a bunch of monsters that she didn't realize, in my opinion. People who she may have knew of at school, but people who were really jealous of that happy, optimistic personality that she had. That was one of the qualities that they didn't like about her, was her happiness, was her loud happiness, her joking. And especially, Dejanay could not stand the jokes, okay? The jokes about her, the way she exercised, or calling her the H-O word. Dejanay didn't like it because Dejanay didn't have that type of rapport with Shanquella. So she already had been harboring envy and jealousy of this young lady. And so any little thing that poor Shanquella said was going to ignite the fire and the flame in this woman. So that's the thing, that what the friend was saying, she didn't know how it went left. The sad part is it was already going left this whole time. It was going left the whole trip, but nobody's seen it because it was boiling under the surface.
on a trip with friends. An autopsy report shared by her family stated she died from a cracked spine. On November the 18th, the FBI started an investigation. The next day, Robinson was laid to rest in Charlotte. November the 24th, we learned Mexican authorities issued an arrest warrant, calling Robinson's death a, quote, femicide. Are there any questions you have?
What's going on? What's the progress? What's in motion? Like, what's the timeline? That's my question. Like, it's been months now. I mean, you can't run away from justice. God is a just God. So whatever you do when people are not around, God sees it. And that's the ultimate. Like, you have to go through him.
In a recent news conference, Mexican prosecutor Daniel de la Rosa Anaya reiterated a request has been made for extradition for the, quote, direct aggressor. He also says they did ask U.S. authorities to interview those on the trip. As far as the FBI's independent investigation, in a statement, the agency says, quote, the FBI investigation into the death of Shanquella Robinson is ongoing. We know this is a difficult time for her family and the community. The FBI is working with the Department of Justice to conduct a thorough and exhaustive investigation.
Okay, this statement is not enough. First of all, let's back it up. Just like Shanquella's friend said, what is going on? I don't feel this case is so difficult for the FBI. They have handled more difficult cases than this case. This is not a hard case. What is taking them so long to question the Cabo Six? Now, I know the one hurdle could be that their attorneys have advised them to remain silent, so they're not getting statements from them. But they should not be depending solely on the statements of the Cabo Six to prove guilt as it is. I don't understand the time lapse. Now, the difficulty could be trying to get sufficient information considering the crime occurred in Cabo. But we have a video, for God's sake. She's on camera. I think the issue is proving causation. That's the problem. I don't know if the FBI has the full video, right? So they're trying to link all the pieces together. And we've already talked about the lack of credibility of the doctor who conducted the autopsy as it is. He did not have, or she didn't have the proper licensing to even conduct an autopsy. Okay. So that was a big problem, credibility issue. So there's an argument that, causation wise, how do we know for sure Desjardins blows to all these parts of the body caused the injuries? That's probably what the FBI is trying to figure out. But at the same time, why is it taking this long, bro? Like, for real. Sorry, I'm over here acting hood because I'm like, why is it taking this long? And all they have to say for themselves is, the investigation into the death of Shanquella Robinson is ongoing. We know this is a difficult time for the family and the community. The FBI is working with the Department of Justice to conduct a thorough and exhaustive investigation. What are you looking into, though? Make it make sense. You have a whole video, my friend. She's captured on the video getting beat to death, in my humble opinion. I don't know what the FBI is doing. Oh, maybe because it's the fact that it happened in a different country and they're having a hard time interviewing certain people because of the availability location of these other witnesses. I don't know, y'all, but it's really getting frustrating. And it's so sad that Shanquella's family has to literally go on their social media and ask everyone to post hashtags because the case has literally lost its momentum. Nobody is talking about this case anymore. I don't see one post about Shanquella Robinson on Instagram, YouTube, anywhere else, Facebook. Now, there are some people still talking about it, very, very limited wise. But a lot of that stuff I'm seeing is negative somewhat. Some people trying to say, oh, the family didn't retain an attorney with the GoFundMe. I'm like, oh my God. And that's why we got these people who don't have a mind of their own, who don't litigate or have any opinions like our opinionators over here. They just blindly follow whatever's said online. And now they're over here harassing the family when the family is not at fault at all. And again, we don't know if they have an attorney. They probably already do. They don't have to announce it to all of us. We're not entitled to know who they hired. Okay, we're not entitled to that. They don't have to share that information with us if they don't choose to do so. But let's keep going. I'm just frustrated with I had to stop this, y'all, because the FBI's little comment here is not sufficient for me. I don't know about y'all, but not sufficient for me.
What would you want the world to know about Shanquella Robinson?
That she was just so full of life. She loved experiences, living big, just enjoying and making the most of it. And I feel like that's a lesson that could be valuable to all of us. It's just to enjoy our lives and just really live.
And for this story, her family released this statement. It says, quote, on behalf of the Robinson and the...
And that's what Shanquella Robinson inspires. I don't know about you, but I can speak for myself. She inspires me. For example, what I loved about Shanquella is that she really did live her life to the fullest. I love that she traveled so much. She was going to all these beautiful places to experience life. And that's something I don't really do because I'm always so busy with my career that I don't take the time to really enjoy life. And so I feel like I've learned something from Shanquella in this tragedy, that truly do live your life to the fullest. You don't know when your time is going to be gone. You don't know when that moment in life where it can all end. And I just truly admire that Shanquella did live her life to the fullest. And she truly did have some of the best experiences that even myself have not even experienced yet. But let's look at this statement here. We just want to dissect this statement from the family. They said, on behalf of the Robinson and the Long family, thank you. And notice something different, guys. Notice something different. Let's back this up. You remember when Shanquella's family were doing all those interviews? Notice how none of them are speaking now. You know why? Because we've got these narcissistic, evil, sociopath, psychopath people online trying to use social media, use YouTube and other ways to harass his family, to critique everything that they say online, y'all. judge every little nook and cranny that these people say. So it's gotten to a point where they don't even want to speak anymore. So they have to, instead of coming to do the interview, because I'm pretty sure they were invited, they rejected that interview, in my opinion, and they're now just doing written statements. That should tell you something. It's truly having an impact on them. All these lies being told about them being harassed. They're like, forget it. I'll just send out a statement. So they had to literally, we haven't seen them write statements. They're normally the ones that are very vocal out there speaking. But it's like the constant critiques have made them withdraw from society. And that's sad. That's the impact that a lot of people out here, trolls out here, have on this family. It's like, shame on you. Shame on you if you're trying to make $1 out of the misery of this family. You're trying to make some money, get a click or a view or whatever, so that you can shame this family to get some type of monetary gain or whatever the incentives for. Because there is nothing to indicate this family had anything to do with this, nothing to indicate that they're using their GoFundMe for dishonest means. Any of the information that's out there is speculative and it's not true. So let's read their statement. They're basically saying, on behalf of the Robinson and the Long family, thank you for all the outpouring of support in my sister's untimely demise 3 months ago. Unfortunately, no one has been arrested, and the investigation of this case is still ongoing. That, to me, that whole tone of that statement tells me a matter of disappointment. Just like completely disappointed, saying, unfortunately, there's nothing, no progress. What is really going on? They haven't been communicating to the family, which is not really helping. I feel like the least the FBI can do is give them some form of reassurance, but they're not even doing that. And I just feel that's so irritating. Why do Black and brown lives not treated like they value? Why do Black and brown lives have to be devalued so much? I just feel that way. And I can't really say it really has to do with the ethnicity, because let's be honest, FBI is like this with all cases. It don't matter what color you are. They don't want to share information. They do take a long time in their investigation. It doesn't matter if you're Black and brown. It doesn't. They've done it with other victims. Look what happened in the Idaho 4. I mean, wasn't really speaking to the father, and he was enraged. He was on interviews getting truly PO'd because he felt like he wasn't being included in communication. So it's not really about this. I don't think it really is about Black and brown, but I just thought I'd bring it up because sometimes we do find that there is an injustice as it relates to Black and brown in litigation and investigations. It is an issue that does tend to happen. I mean, we could look at different cases about that, but I don't think this has to do with that. I just wonder what the FBI is doing. They're frustrating me, guys.
The Long family, thank you all for the outpouring of support in my sister's untimely demise 3 months ago. Unfortunately, no one has been arrested, and the investigation of this case is still ongoing. Please continue to support and stand with us in solidarity in this journey fight for justice for Shanquella. A second statement from Shanquella's father also says, quote, I am blessed and grateful for you all to do this for the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, and not letting the people who is responsible for her life just think they can do what they did and not answer to what happened in their presence. Once again, thank you for caring about Shanquella Robinson. And the question tonight, what is next in this push for answers? Well, the community will rally.
See, the father, when he said that, but the thing is, it feels like they feel like they are getting away with it. That's the thing. They feel like they're getting away with it because they haven't been charged or nothing has happened in the case. So the Cabo 6 right now are just out here just living their best life. People stop talking about the case. Nobody's really calling anymore to check on things. It's like they feel like they're getting away with it. They feel that way. And it's very sad. She still hasn't received justice. None of the Cabo 6 have been detained or arrested, y'all, or even located to answer for the crime committed. Now, at least one of them alleges to have been interviewed, y'all. And it's just really just sad. It feels like they're dropping the ball, and it's just getting really sad. I feel like we need to try to advocate more for her. We need to do more events and just advocacy and just speaking out and try to do more videos. So I don't want to just do videos. I don't have updates. So that's why I'm not really doing them. But if I find some stuff, I will try to really make sure that we're rallying for this young lady, because it feels as though the ball has truly been just dropped. No one's talking about the case anymore. It's just sad. But they are doing this wonderful event, you guys. They're going out and they're trying to mail letters to the let me show you this flyer. I talked about this before we finish up this video, y'all. We're gonna get to the rest of the video, but I want to just show you this flyer real quick. This flyer we talked about, where they're actually, and this is happening tomorrow, today's February 18th, guys. So today, February 18th, if you are in this area, I would hope and encourage you to go today at 12 noon, starting at Little Rock Zion Church at 12 p.m. today at 401 North McDowell Street in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're marching to the post office today on McDowell Street to mail their letters or concerns to Mexico and bring the letters. So they're saying bring the letters ready. So bring your envelope, bring your letter, just have it ready with the stamp, and they're going to provide you with the address once you get to the event. So you do have to go there. So that's happening today, guys, for them on their behalf. But again, I think the direction, this letter is not going to really help. I'm not trying to be negative. I feel like they need to send all of these letters to the FBI. What the heck? They need to send these to the FBI. The Mexico government and officials can do nothing right now. They've already done their part. We've already watched that interview where they've already said they have done their part. They can't do anything until the FBI does theirs. So I hope that they do another one of these where everybody's marching to mail letters to the FBI. That's what we need to do. We need to mail letters to the FBI and the Department of Justice, because that's where the case is stalled. We need to put some pressure and light the fire of advocacy in that direction, because like I said, guys, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You have to keep speaking. You cannot, with officials like this, you can, if once you stop speaking, then they have hundreds and thousands of cases they're investigating. Shanquella's case is not the only one, right? So when they stop talking about the case, when we stop talking about the case, when the family stops, bugging the FBI, then they feel no pressure to prioritize the case. So what they do is they'll put that little case in the back of their filing cabinet and say, we'll get back to that a little later. Let's focus on all these hundreds of other cases we have going on. So a lot of victims' families will tell you, the advice that they'll give you is never stop consistently speaking to the authorities, asking about what's going on, asking for advocacy, asking for increase in progression of the investigation. That's really what's going to get the case. So I just feel, I'm happy they're doing something to ignite, the discussion about this case. But I'm saying, I'm not trying to be negative and be negative Nancy, but I don't know how sending letters to the Mexican officials is really going to help, considering basically, guys, that they've already done their part. They can do nothing else. What are they going to do? All they're going to do is just be like, well, we already gave our request to extradite the particular individual, the direct aggressor. We've done that several months ago, and we're still waiting for the U.S. officials to get back to us. So sorry. These letters aren't really going to change the fact that we're still waiting for the FBI. So guys, I don't know. I'm happy that they're doing this though, because hopefully it will reignite the passion and the outrage about the case. I think there needs to be more. I feel like I know why the family's not doing these interviews, because people keep lying on them. But I really hope that somehow God will give them strength to do some interviews so that they can ignite the passion of the audience. I feel like when people see their face and hear them talk, that is what will ignite this case once again and get people talking about it again. If they see the family out there talking, but I know it's hard for them. They're tired of being judged. They're tired of these people online getting money, lying and stuff. So I understand their position, and I can never in any way ask them to do anything like this. But I really hope that they would somehow, the Lord would give them strength to overlook the lies that are being told about them and try to garner the strength to kind of speak about their being enraged about the lack of progress. I feel like someone needs to come out and talk about, I'm enraged by the lack of progress. Nothing's moving forward. What's going on with the FBI and this investigation? Because if the audience, if people can see the emotion, you know, of them being enraged by how lackadaisical it feels like the investigation's going, I feel like it will ignite this passion in the viewers and get people talking about the case again, get people advocating again, get people posting online again. I really think that is what we need, because I'm looking and comparing to the Idaho 4 case, and we saw the parents enraged. Well, at least Kaylee's family enraged. The dad was like really emotional, talking about, I don't know what the officers are doing in this, the FBI. They need to hurry up. I want to know where the rest are. And with us seeing him talk a lot about his rage, that is what really ignited the fire, and people just kept talking about the case because they saw the emotions coming from the family. So that's what I think.
On February the 18th by marching to the post office on McDowell Street, that's in Charlotte, to mail letters of concerns to the Mexican government. Now, as far as any investigation is concerned, a conclusion could take months. Right now, no one's name has been officially released in connection with this case, and no arrests have been made. You can follow all of our coverage.
Oh my God, guys, I've been talking this whole time and I was muted. That's crazy. Oh my God, I've been muted this whole time. Sorry, guys. But what I was saying was, I feel like we need to be more vocal. I think we need to try to team together and try to write the FBI, each of us. You can send stuff on their Twitter, their social media outlets, stuff that, you know, are linked to their organization, and tell them we want justice. I think the more vocal we are, the more likely we will see results. But we need to be consistent in advocating, because the less we talk about this case, the less value they put on the case, and the case will sadly slowly just fall by the waysides. Because although I'm very proud of them for talking to and writing these letters to the Mexican officials, I feel like we need to send letters, or we can go on their social media and write them and tell them, hey, we want justice in this case. What's going on? Pick up the pace. Even if you don't get a response, it doesn't matter. You don't need a response. They see your letters. They'll see your letters, and that's what's going to ignite the fire, ignite them to, and pressure them to really put more work on this. Because like I said, they could be merely just putting this case by, you know, in the back of their office right now as they're working on other cases. They've got tons of cases they have to investigate. That's the thing you have to understand. Okay. Right. Like Unicorn Royalty said, hi. She said, I was thinking, wow, nobody's talking about SHANQUELLA no more. Exactly. No one is talking about her. It's just completely gone dead silence. And if you do hear something, it's by somebody who's trying to get a view because they don't have any money. And so they're trying to make money off this girl and making up lies about her. Talking about, oh, her family's using the GoFundMe or some lie. They just doing something to get you to click on the video. But as it relates to, actual real information, no, you're just got a bunch of people lying. But it's sad. I feel like the strong words from this case that we can take from the friend is that she had a cheerful and infectious smile. They're just some of the words to describe Shanquella Robinson. She lived. She was just full of energy and just full of love, and she did not deserve this. And we already know this friend, Mitchell, has known Robinson for a long time because they met as freshmen at West Charlotte High School. So they had bonded during a cheerleading squad. So that was her cheerleading friend. So we have at least that source. But with that being said, y'all, I feel like what we need to direct our attention on, if y'all, and I'll have to post the information again. I gave this information out on prior videos, but if you guys can use the information once I post it into the comments to write a message to the FBI, call them up. We need to turn our attention to inundate the FBI with letters and messages to say what's going on. We want justice for Shanquella. Why are they not being arrested? These people feel like they literally got away with it, guys. They feel like they got away with it. They're over here living their best life. They're living their best life. They are. They think they're going to get away with it in their head because look how long it's taking. They feel like basically, y'all, they're going to get away with it. The longer it takes, their little confidence here, their confidence here, and, they're out here living their life because they feel like they got away with it, y'all. It's just frustrating me. I'm going to try to do more videos on her just because I just don't want to report if I don't have anything new, but I want to at least do some type of campaign to get this case to get out there. Justice for Shanquella. If you guys have social media, please put a hashtag Justice for Shanquella on all your posts. Like go post something and put Justice for Shanquella, put a photo up, talk about her story. We need to get this story back out there. Like some of you guys are saying, it's just people aren't even talking about it anymore. It's frustrating. But it's not their fault. It's like that's what the FBI wanted. They wanted to die down so we could stop talking about it. And look at none of the mainstream. But you notice something, guys. Notice the stark difference with the mainstream. I'm tired of the mainstream because they get on my nerves, y'all. When they did not let the Idaho 4 case go cold, they kept talking about that Idaho 4 case every single day until there was an arrest. Why have they stopped talking about Shanquella? They just let her case fall by the wayside. That's the big evidence there to tell me that they don't treat Black lives as if they matter. Because this is a Black young lady, the news outlets, they just stopped talking about her and left her by the wayside. Yeah, and like Deborah said, the only news outlet that's really supporting this case and this family is WBTV. They're the only mainstream outlet that's keeping this case alive, guys. If it wasn't for them, we would know nothing really about this case. They're the only news outlet. They're the only news outlet that went to Elise Hyatt's job to ask her what's going on. The only one. So yeah, like Deborah said, kudos to WTV for showing this case. They're the only one that's actually interviewing family members, friends. How come we don't see News Nation? Let's call these stations out. News Nation, Court TV. How come we don't see any of them? CNN, any of them, Fox News, none of these stations out here interviewing family and friends. They just interviewed one little interview and now they just went on about their life. But when Idaho 4 case, they're still talking about that case, y'all. That case is still in the line. Like every single day, there's an update about Idaho 4. Every day. But nothing about Shanquella. That is one of the key evidence that I tell you that they treat as if Black lives do not matter. And like T-Rock says, it's definitely more to the story when we know. And Nazir said it in his video, it will all come out to light soon. Yeah, like T-Rock said, maybe it could be that there's more to the story. Maybe he might be onto something, okay? All right, Beautiful said her internet stopped too. Okay, thank you, girl. It could be because people are saying some UFO stuff's going on. There was stuff in the sky. I don't know, y'all. I really believe the Cabo 6 going down and when least expected, like praying soon. Okay. Thank you, Deborah, for the reassurance, girl. I'm just impatient. Y'all. Good morning, Betty. I missed you, young lady. Good to see you. Good morning. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Yes, justice for Shanquella Robinson. If you guys have any social media like lovely Betty Yaluk has done, put it on everything. Get this case going again. All of you guys, put it on your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitter. Justice for Shanquella, put her photo up. We need to talk about this case because it's basically just falling by the waysides. All right. Thanks, guys. That's really all I had to talk about today. Not much of an update, but just that the friend has come out and spoke about Shanquella and just what a wonderful person she was. That she was always grateful for the little things. All that friend did, for example, on her birthday was give her a hot chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts, and she was just so happy. She just was showing so much thankfulness as if she had received an extravagant gift. That's the type of person Shanquella is, thankful for the little things, just so appreciative, so loving, so kind. And she didn't deserve this. And we need to speak up for her because when she was there, guys, nobody spoke up for this girl. Nobody defended her. So we need to be the one that's going to defend this young lady and speak up for her. We need to. She wasn't defended in her life, so let's defend her in her death, y'all. Let's really come strong for her. Let's advocate for her on a grandiose scale, and let's really show we love and appreciate this young lady's legacy, and we support her family. All right, take care, guys. Let me know what you guys think about her friend's statements, and I will talk to you soon. And be kind in the comments, and please do not name any other YouTubers in the comments or the chat, please, or have to put you on a timeout. Love you, and I won't be able to post your comments. Love you, love you, love you. Take care.
She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace. She the queen, yeah, that's Queen Esquire. Legal trouble, she getting you out the fire. Another day and she solving another case, cause she litigate with dignity and grace.